Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Look, if you're here with us today, it's highly likely because something you love, something that used to bring you this incredible sense of deep comfort and relaxation well, it's just simply stopped working. And let's be real, it's an incredibly frustrating experience when you lose your ASMR sensitivity. But I really want to start by just validating exactly where you are right now. You are absolutely not alone in this.
I mean, think about it. The whisper that once gave you those amazing tingles now just feels normal. Does this sound familiar at all? That gentle tapping that used to reliably melt away your stress is suddenly kind of boring. So you're trying harder. You're searching for longer, but your usual relaxation triggers just aren't doing the trick anymore. The magic seems to have completely faded.
So, the absolutely crucial question we have to ask is, where did your tingles go? And I want you to know right off the bat, this is not a medical failure on your part. Your brain isn't broken, and no, you haven't permanently lost your ability to relax. This is a very common, very human experience. And more importantly, it's a completely solvable puzzle. And today, we're going to untangle it together.
To untangle that puzzle, we'll quickly cover the problem of ASMR tolerance, the science of habituation, our core 7-day reset protocol, triggers and traps to avoid, and finally, building a sustainable routine.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the problem of ASMR tolerance, when tingles fade.
So this is a trap literally all of us fall into. The tingles slip away, so what do? You scroll for longer. You switch from creator to creator faster and faster. You know the exact feeling. You're lying there, it's 2 a.m., and you are frantically chasing the sensation. You're jumping from thumbnail to thumbnail, looking for louder, more intense, more extreme triggers just to try and force your body to respond. But here's the catch. The harder you chase it, the farther away you actually get from calm. It just becomes this exhausting, anxious cycle.
Which brings us to Section 2, the science of habituation. It's not you, it's science.
Habituation. It sounds like a dense academic word, but it totally normalizes exactly what you're going through right now. It's a fundamental learning process described by researchers Thompson and Spencer way back in 1966, showing how repeated stimulation leads to a reduced response. Just think about it in your everyday life. It's exactly like walking into a room with a ticking clock or a humming fan. At first, it's literally all you hear, but after a few minutes, your brain just naturally fades it into the background. Your nervous system simply stops treating it as special.
So when a sound is brand new, it has high novelty. It triggers deep relaxation in your nervous system, but if a sound is overused, it just becomes background noise. It gets completely ignored by the brain. If you play the exact same whisper style every single night, your brain stops responding to it. And worse, if you watch while endlessly scrolling, you are actively training your attention to chase novelty rather than actually receiving calm.
Let's fix that in Section 3, the 7-day reset protocol, restoring sensitivity gently.
Okay, I want you to really hear this. The solution is not louder ASMR. The solution is a reset. Let this be the guiding mantra of our entire explainer today. We are reducing pressure. We are not increasing intensity. Pushing your nervous system harder with extreme, fast-paced sounds is only going to deepen your tolerance. We need to step back.
So, how do we do that? Well, the first 4 days are literally all about lowering the stakes. On day 1, simply stop chasing. Just stop. Do not search for the perfect trigger. Use silence, maybe some white noise, or rain instead, because tingles often disappear the exact moment you demand them. By day 2, we remove the visual overload. Go audio only and turn the screen away to separate relaxation from the hyperstimulation of browsing. Day 3 introduces a strictly 10-minute session. Choose a gentle trigger you haven't overused, and, this is key, make sure you stop while it's still pleasant. Ending early teaches your brain that ASMR is a cue, not an endless marathon. Then, on day 4, rotate your sensory category. If you usually love whispers, try page turning. The goal here is novelty, but without the intensity.
Moving smoothly into the final 3 days, this is where we start building a broader habit. On day 5, add a physical body cue. Dim the lights, practice some slow breathing, maybe do a light stretch or have a warm drink. ASMR should really be part of a wider routine of rest, not the sole source of your calm. Day 6 is the fun part. That's when you reintroduce your favorite trigger briefly. 15 minutes maximum, keep the volume low, and just gently notice if it feels even slightly more fresh. Finally, day 7 is for building a new, sustainable rule for yourself. Maybe you start using a sleep timer or commit to only listening 5 nights a week. The ultimate goal here is flexibility, reconnecting sound with true relaxation.
Now we have to talk about the pitfalls in Section 4,
triggers and traps to avoid? What derails the reset?
To actually make this reset work, there are a few really helpful guardrails to keep in mind. Do not increase the volume. Do not use aggressive triggers just because the gentle ones faded. You simply cannot force tingles by hammering your nervous system. Avoid sitting there watching for hours while getting increasingly frustrated, and honestly, most importantly, do not treat a missing tingle as a failure. A missing tingle is just information, guys. It's simply your brain's way of saying it needs less repetition, a lot less pressure, and significantly more rest between triggers.
Let's wrap things up with Section 5, Building a Sustainable Routine, Life Beyond Maximum Tingles.
We need a massive shift in mindset here, because chasing tingles involves demanding a physical response, relying on extreme triggers, and hours of frustrating scrolling. A sustainable routine, however, that means actively using timers, rotating your trigger categories across the week, and beautifully accepting calm even when the tingles don't show up. The healthiest relationship you can have with ASMR is highly flexible. It's all about using sound gently when it helps and confidently stepping away when it doesn't.
I absolutely love this thought. ASMR is responsive, not obedient. It changes with your sleep, your stress, your mood, your hormones, and your environment. You cannot command it to perform for you on cue. Recognizing this is literally the ultimate mindset shift required to naturally restore your sensitivity without resorting to louder or more extreme triggers.
Because as we wrap up, remember that ASMR is not only about physical sensation, it's about safety, attention, and rest. If you go through this 7-day reset and the tingles don't return immediately, but you find yourself feeling calm, safe, and sleepy, that is an equally valid and beautiful outcome. The benefit can return as deep rest, even without the physical sensation. So I want to leave you with this provocative question to reflect on right now. Which trigger faded for you first? Was it whispering, tapping, personal attention, or maybe visual triggers? Take a second to identify that overused trigger today. Just acknowledge it, let it go for now, and step confidently into day 1 of your gentle reset. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this helps you find your calm once again.